She slid the envelope across the marble kitchen island like she was offering dessert. "Sign it," she said, smiling. Calm, polished, victorious. Morning light poured through the glass. Walls of the house my father built brick by brick. The same house she once called our forever. I didn't touch the envelope. She leaned back against the counter, arms folded. "It's simple. We split everything. The house, the lake property, the downtown building. I've already spoken to my lawyer. Everything." That word almost made me laugh, because everything belonged to my father, and she knew that. Or at least she thought she did. We weren't always like this. When I met her, she was studying architecture. Sharp mind, softer smile. She used to run her fingers across the old blueprints in my father's office like they were sacred texts. She admired legacy, stability, tradition. That's what she said she loved about me. Not the money. Not the properties. Me. We married in the garden behind this house. My father shook my hand afterward and whispered, "Protect what's yours." I thought he meant the business. I was wrong. For years, we were untouchable. Dinners on the terrace, late-night planning sessions for expanding the family real estate portfolio. She pushed ideas. I funded them. We built things together. Or so I believed. The first crack wasn't loud. It was subtle. A password change. A late meeting. A scent that wasn't hers. Then the message. I wasn't looking for it. It lit up her phone while she was in the shower. He suspects nothing. Once the transfer is done, we're clear. No name, just an initial, R. I didn't confront her. I started watching. Over the next 3 months, I learned who she really was. She'd been meeting with a developer tied to a competitor, a man named Richard Hale. Ambitious, ruthless. He wanted my father's downtown property, the one anchored beside Central Park. Prime real estate. She was helping him orchestrate a divorce settlement that would force liquidation. If she walked away with half, she could pressure me to sell, and Richard would be waiting with an offer. They underestimated one thing. I inherited my father's instincts. Before she handed me those papers, I had already made my move. Quietly, methodically. Every property she thought we shared had been transferred into an irrevocable trust 6 months earlier. My father had insisted after a minor tax restructuring. I hadn't understood his urgency then. Now I did. The trust named me as executor. Not owner. Executor, meaning I controlled operations. But I owned nothing directly. Nothing she could touch. I also hired a forensic accountant. Discreet, expensive, efficient. He found the offshore account she thought was invisible. Found the consultancy payments Richard funneled to her through shell companies. Bribery. Collusion. Attempted asset manipulation. I didn't rage. I compiled. I documented. I waited. So when she smiled across the island that morning, I finally picked up the envelope. "I'm glad you're happy," I said. She tilted her head. "It's better this way." "For you?" I asked softly. "For both of us." I opened the envelope. Her lawyer had drafted it aggressively. Immediate freeze on joint assets. Petition for equitable distribution. Spousal claim to appreciation of inherited properties. Sloppy. Desperate. I reached into my briefcase and placed a second envelope on the counter. Her smile faltered. "What's that?" "Perspective." She opened it. First page, trust documentation. Second, proof of her financial misconduct. Third, a notarized letter from my attorney confirming that none of the properties were marital assets. Her lips parted slightly. I watched the color drain from her face. "That's not possible," she whispered. "It is." Silence filled the kitchen, heavy, crushing. "You transferred everything?" she asked. "Months ago." Her eyes sharpened. "You planned this?"
"No," I said evenly.
"You forced it." She flipped through the pages faster now. Panic rising. "And Richard?" I asked casually. Her hand froze. "Yes," I said. "I know. The offshore account record slid out last. That broke her." "You went through my accounts?" "I protected my father's legacy." She stepped back like I'd struck her. "You can't prove intent," she snapped, clinging to fragments. I walked to the window overlooking the courtyard where we'd said our vows. "Intent doesn't matter," I replied. "Breach of fiduciary duty does. Conspiracy does." Her phone buzzed on the counter. She glanced at it instinctively. I did too. News notification. Developer Richard Hale under investigation for financial fraud. I almost admired the timing. You see, while gathering evidence on her, I'd found irregularities in Richard's projects, inflated valuations, ghost contractors. I sent everything to the state attorney's office anonymously. Richard fell first. She was next. The confrontation wasn't loud. It was cold, calculated. You set him up, she said. He set himself up. And me? I finally looked at her fully. You betrayed me. Her shoulders dropped. The arrogance dissolved. What happens now? She asked quietly. Now, I said, you sign. I slid a new document toward her. A revised settlement. She walked away with nothing but her personal belongings. No alimony, no claim. In exchange, I agreed not to pursue civil charges. Mercy. Strategic mercy. Her hands trembled as she signed. No smile this time. When she left the house, she didn't look back. The papers she handed me that morning are framed in my office now. Not as a trophy. As a reminder. My father visited last week. He stood in the doorway, surveying the house. You handled it, he said simply. Yes. He nodded once. Approval earned. People think revenge is loud. Explosive. It isn't. It's quiet. It's patient. It's letting someone believe they've already won, then reminding them, all the property belongs to my father. Remember?